All right, guys. First things right off the bat, reactions to the Max Muncy contract extension news. What are the details? It's basically it equates to a 1-year kind of extension-ish.
It fully guarantees what was going to be the last year, and then it adds an option for the year after that.
Yeah, because next year there was like a $13 million, $13.5 million option.
That becomes fully guaranteed.
And then there's 10 and incentives now for 2024. Cool deal. Definitely admit, very out of nowhere, very out of the blue, especially when you consider he's been playing well for 22 days as of the time we're recording.
He's turned the corner.
I mean, I'd say
it is odd. It's the only weirder thing was the Blake Treinen deal. Go ahead, Doug.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you look at his month of August, a 222 WRC plus, 7 bombs, and 1185 OPS. His birthday is on Thursday, so a little early birthday present for Max Muncy. Yeah, like you said, what it essentially does guarantees that $13.5 million, and then you could possibly get Max Muncy for a $10 million club option for 2024. We don't know the incentives yet, but if he reverts back to being the Max Muncy that we've seen throughout his career, where he's a 25, 30 homer guy, an on-base machine with the way he can get on base, to me, he's a top 35 hitter when he's right. That's a no-brainer deal, and to me, that's another feather in the cap for Andy Fleeceman. Andrew Friedman getting a player of his caliber, turning him into an all-star, and for all the teams out there, all the fans out there, oh, the Dodgers, they buy their team, they buy their success. Your team could have had Max Muncy and turned him into an all-star, but the Dodgers did. So I think it's a great move for Max Muncy. I do think it's a little interesting when, is it because... did they want? Is it because of this run that he's on? I think. I mean, what I feel there was a deal.
Awesome.
I feel there was a deal in place a while ago, but like a couple months ago, but probably at the same time as like the Austin Barnes deal. But it would have looked bad to offer a dude hitting 160 and just flatlining to offer him a contract extension or announce a contract extension. So now, 3 weeks later,
you know what day
he's
they should
feeling
have
good.
announced it? The day after the bomb off the White Sox after the Russa.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Like, hey, we extended this guy. No, I think that's a great take. Like, this deal was probably, they didn't just sit down like, hey, before the Brewers game, August 22nd, Max, just come in a little early. Just come on down to Andy's office.
No, it was an early game on Sunday. They stayed afterwards, had beers. They went to Rocco's.
Yeah, crush 2 16-ounces, or you get 1 32-ounce, but they're the same price. Happy hour at Rocco's. That's a hack, kids.
Yeah.
Pay attention.
Oh, hey, look at that. You're throwing that hack away.
I know. Oh, that's not my last time at Rocco's.
Bet.
I'll be back.
Why the hell would you come back down here? Baseball.
Is it
I'd
me?
like
Play
to see
basketball?
you guys eventually before I leave this earth. But no, the Muncy deal. Even if he's 80% of what he was, that is an incredible. I mean, think about this. Your boy Bellinger's making $18 million a year. Granted, it's under arbitration, but you could get Muncy at $10 million. I mean, it's very reminiscent of Justin Turner the way they set up this deal. And I mean, I think it's great to that guy could very well go get a bigger bag somewhere else. But I think he knows he can maximize all of his value as a baseball player on the Dodgers.
Maximize. I like that.
Great take right here from ZYZZ on on YouTube. Max has heart, and that's invaluable to the clubhouse. This is a team, he talked about it over the weekend with Fabian Ardaya of The Athletic. He admittedly was not in a good mental place.
He had tears in his eyes early in the season. After
that was Freddie. I know. Yeah.
I like that even better though.
Anyway, the team booted and rallied around him at his lowest point. They stuck with the kid, and he's now rewarding the people. He's now rewarding the haters like us, the different parts of the season where it's like, hey, I don't think at any point we had a strong stance of like, this guy needs to get out. But the numbers told you this guy's got to get out. But that's why you play 162 games, because something like this can happen.
Yeah, and I think it's a great show of faith by the organization for a player that they discovered, an 881 career OPS. And my favorite thing about Max Muncy is when he's on the on-deck circle up in San Francisco, Giants fans go crying for their mommies because he owns the Giants, so he'll get this money and all the money he gets for being the owner of the San Francisco Giants. But I think when you look at his ability as a hitter, the adjustment that he make, that little step back that would make James Harden proud, and he's just been out there just mashing. I mean, 7 home runs on the month. If you look at since 2018, he leads the Dodgers in games. He's third in WRC plus. He leads the Dodgers with 134 home runs, 345 RBI, 15.9 F4. I mean, this guy, players have come and gone, but he's been a rock for this Dodgers team. And really, I think it was all health related early on this season. I think he's a guy that had a lot of pride, knowing that they could not pick up his club option after this season. So he wanted to perform well. Well, now that he has a little bit of security, maybe if he does need that surgery, maybe he's more incentivized to get that. Now, hopefully he doesn't do that. And like I said, I mean, I'm just looking at the way I look at it is, wait up, do we really have possibly a 34-year-old player that can hit you 25, 30 bombs, that can play multiple infield positions for $10 million? And I think it's a great move. And like you said, there's something about Max Muncy. He's got that toughness. You mentioned the maximum heart that he shows. And yeah, I think that it's been one of the great stories, his turnaround this season.
The Dodgers are a team that print money. It is a low-risk, high-reward deal for a club like this. And this isn't like they're throwing $8 million at a flyer like Tyler Anderson that worked out, or an Andrew Heaney. This is a proven commodity. This is a guy who's in some way, aside from Barnes, the next guy in line to be the captain type for this Dodgers clubhouse after Justin Turner is out of here. Like, he's the guy, he will eventually be the dude, the starting position player who leads this clubhouse. Even if Freddie's there, guess what? Max has been here. He's been through the wars. He's been through the fires for a long time.
And it really it reinforces how much this front office values continuity.
Yeah.
Right. Could have made a big Soto deal at the trade deadline. We've talked about it a lot. But I think keeping that group intact, and I think you see that with this contract of, he's had a rough, 2020 was rough, 2022, but valuing continuity, prioritizing that, and trusting your guys that they're going to bounce back.